Excuse me, can you turn that down, please? Sir? Excuse me, can we please turn that down? What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I will be recording 3 ways that I like to cook my protein powder. Cook and also drink my protein powder. I personally just really don't like drinking protein and water just straight from a shaker. I just think it's gross and my stomach does not agree with it either. So these are my 3 staple ways that I like to consume my protein powder. So we will be doing a protein mug cake, a protein pancake, and my protein frosty consistency shake. It's so good. I truly think that the way that you prepare your food is major key when it comes to dieting, especially like if you guys have seen some of my previous videos. The way I cook my meats and everything like that is, and my vegetables, it's in a specific way because I personally enjoy my food that way. And when you enjoy the way you're eating your food, it makes it a little bit easier to eat those certain things. So same thing with the protein powder. I know I need to get my protein in, so I've found 3 ways that I enjoy consuming them. So I'm going to share them with you because they all take under like 5 minutes and require little to no recipes. I've seen so many different protein pancakes, protein mug cakes, and they consist of so many different ingredients, and by the time you like, I don't know, like I'm not down for all those steps. Like I just need it basic, I need it simple. So I hope you guys enjoy these recipes. Let me know if you guys try any of these recipes and tag me on Instagram. Let me post it to my stories. I always love seeing you guys recreate anything that I post. All right, so that's enough talking. Let's get right into cooking. So the first recipe that we are going to do is my protein pancake. This is literally something that I make every single day. The consistency of it, it's like not dry, it takes minimal ingredients, and it always turns out perfect. But the major keys to this recipe is not using a whey isolate protein powder. The reason why a lot of people's protein pancakes turn out super dry is because they're using an isolate. For whatever reason, when you bake isolates, it just gets super dry, and so that's why you need to always make sure you're using a protein blended protein powder and making sure that the ratio of protein powder to water is perfect. So I'm gonna show you guys how I put it together, how I cook it, everything like that. So let's get right into it. So the first thing you're gonna do is put a full scoop of protein in. And then you're gonna put a teaspoon of baking powder. Then you're gonna slowly add some water. And what you want to do is make sure that the consistency is pretty thick, like it would be making any sort of regular pancakes or waffles. So this is looking good. I could add a little bit more water, so I'm gonna add just a little bit more. It's best for you to add little by little rather than too much, because once you add too much, then you're gonna have to add a little bit more protein and just go back and forth that way. So this is usually the consistency that I like the batter to be at. So as you can tell, it's pretty thick. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna warm up your pan. So I put it on medium heat, and then I just spray my pan. So you wanna make sure that it's warm before you put the batter on there. So the way to know if the pancake is ready is it should move around kind of like this, and you should be able to put the spatula underneath kind of like no problem. So this is definitely ready to flip. Well, I could have waited a little bit longer, but as you can see, like it's pretty cooked through on that side. So then now I flip it on this side. Honestly, I like to undercook mine just a little bit, just because then it's for sure not dry and it's nice and moist and fluffy, and you guys will see that once I cut it open for you guys. Alright, so I'm gonna flip it onto the other side for a little bit longer, and you can see like as you pat it down, like there's still some like raw batter. So that's how you know you need to cook it for just a little bit longer. But like I said, the key is not to overcook it, or else that's how it gets all dried up. So I'm gonna let this just sit for a little bit. Usually what I'll do is I'll turn off the stove and just let it sit there for a little bit. So this is the pancake, and these are all the things that I normally like to top it off with. So I'll usually take some peanut butter, some no sugar added jam, some fat-free Cool Whip, and then I will sprinkle it with some Oh My Spice apple pie, and then some no sugar added syrup. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm someone who needs to cut my food before I eat it. Some people like to cut as they go, but I'm someone who needs to cut literally everything before I can even eat it. Let me know what kind of person you are. So I'm just cutting this up, and then I'm gonna show you guys. Ooh, shit. It's okay, we're gonna save it, it's okay, I saved it. If you guys could try it, I wish you guys could smell it, I wish you guys could taste it. It's delicious. So this is an example of a protein powder that would be great for baking. So as you can see, it has a protein blend of whey protein, concentrate, whey protein isolate, so it has a mix of protein powders. Whereas this one is just a whey protein isolate. That's like literally the first ingredient in here. So this one would definitely turn out dry. All right, so the next recipe that we're going to do is the protein mug cake. To be honest with you guys, it's the exact same recipe as the protein pancake, just cooked in a different way. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it's all about changing the way you cook something. It could be the exact same thing, but just changing the way you cook it can change the way it tastes to you and how you enjoy it. So now, like I said, we're gonna make it into a mug cake. All right, so same thing, we are gonna start with 1 scoop of protein powder, a teaspoon of baking powder, and then just a little bit of water at a time. So this is literally the perfect consistency for the mug cake. So this is kind of the consistency we have for that. You're gonna just take a mug and then make sure you spray it with some non-stick cooking spray inside. And then just transfer the batter into the mug. All right, so now you're gonna put it in the microwave, and you're gonna do it at about, like, you're gonna start at 20, and then you're gonna check on it and then increase it by 5 seconds at a time so that you don't overcook it. Oh. As you guys saw, that was rising really quickly, so you just open the door and then you just start it again. So you definitely need to keep an eye out, because if you overflow it, then game over. So it's literally just a game of not letting it go over the mug. So you could definitely stop here if you want it kind of more like a lava cake texture, but I think I'm gonna put it in there for maybe like 5 more seconds, and then it'll be perfect for me. All right, so for my mug cake, I top it pretty much the same as I would with my pancake. So I'm just gonna put a tablespoon of peanut butter and then some whipped cream and a little bit of syrup, and then just eat it straight out of the mug. Here's a little bit of a better look of the texture. Look at that, it legit looks like a cake. And it's not dry at all. All right, you guys, so now we're on to the third and final way that I like to have my protein powder, and that is a shake. And I find that a lot of protein powders can turn out super like icy and slushy, and I just personally am not for that. I want it to be like thick, like a milkshake, like that frosty consistency. And I found the perfect protein powder to do that, and the right ratio of water and ice. It's all about the ratios, you guys, all about it. And unlike some recipes out there, I do not add xanthan gum or anything like that, just because I found that upset my stomach a little bit. So literally it's just ice, water, and protein powder. And this is perfect for those who just don't have those macros to add like bananas. What else do people add? Adding any sort of frozen fruit will definitely thicken any sort of shake. But personally for me, I don't want to add a banana or anything like that. I literally just want it to be just pure protein powder and just water. You could use almond milk as well, but like I said, I found the perfect protein powder that it tastes just fine with just water and ice. So this is my ratios of how to perfect the best protein shake ever. So I have a Ninja blender. So this is the single serving cup, and this is how much ice I put in. So I'd say that's about like 8 to 10 ice cubes, so that's how much ice I'll put. And I found that the 1UP Nutrition protein powder is literally the best for baking, shakes, literally everything. I used to be affiliated with them, but I'm no longer with them anymore. However, I still absolutely love their products and will continue to use them. So if you guys are looking for a protein powder that's not an isolate, that's great for baking and your shakes, then I definitely recommend the 1UP Nutrition brand. So then I'll put a scoop of protein powder in here. And then, so this is the cup of water that I'm putting in comparison to the Ninja cup. So I'm gonna pour all of this in here. And I didn't put all of it, so that should be enough. As I've done with every single recipe, I like to add little amounts and then add if necessary. frosty consistency. So, I'll admit, this isn't perfect, okay? Usually I can make it a lot thicker. So, how do you correct this, okay? Because I ain't about to waste some good protein on another one. But the way you can like kind of manipulate it if it's being a little bit too liquidy, that's when you'll add more ice and a little bit more protein powder. If it's turning out a little bit too slushy, so like more on the like icy side, then I would add a little bit more water and a little bit more protein powder. But anyways, this is a pretty good consistency. It still tastes amazing. It tastes like there's milk in it, but there's not. But like seriously, that's pretty good. But I can make it a lot thicker. But like I said, I ain't about to waste some protein powder. But that is honestly the key. It's all about the ratios of the ice, the water, and the protein powder. Are you gonna sneeze? Anyways, all right, you guys, so that wraps up my 3 ways that I like to cook my protein powder or prepare my protein powder, since one of them I didn't cook. But seriously, these 3 ways of just changing the way I consume my protein powder is a great way to trick your taste buds and to accommodate to any sort of cravings you're having. So if you're craving pancakes, you got a recipe. If you're craving cake, you've got a recipe. If you're craving a thick milkshake without the milk, without the carbs, without the sugar, you've got the recipe. Sorry that the last one didn't turn out perfect, but you get the idea. And like I said, just playing around with those ratios, because obviously it's gonna be a little different depending on your blender. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, if you guys are trying any of these recipes, please let me know. Give this video a like and make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel so you guys don't miss out on any new videos coming up. If you guys are still kicking around, thank you so much. I will leave some of my old videos over here, and if you guys aren't subscribed already, you guys can check it out over here. All right, that's it, you guys. Love you so much. Bye.